All right, this video is about why marriage is important and what makes a good marriage. The benefits of marriage are incredible. They're increased psychological well-being, health, personal growth, and financial strength. Marriage between a man and a woman is a beautiful journey of love. And that means that it creates life, it expands the values and love in the family, and even beyond that. So the very starting point of a family is actually a man and a woman who love each other and have the right values and personal qualities to make the union work. This union is the foundation for successful families and societies. I always say that children love seeing mom and dad love each other, kiss each other, show affection to each other. It brings joy in their hearts. So the beginning of a family is a marriage. Well, people are searching for true love and they're searching for the one. I once asked a young woman at work, "What are you doing on the weekend?" And she replied, I'm watching bachelorettes on TV on my own with a bottle of wine. I thought to myself, it is a deep human aspiration to find our Prince Charming and our princess. I saw this question posted on Quora and it said, "Depression is killing me." She talked about this. It's killing me after my breakup. I lost passion and purpose in everything. I feel I need someone I can love and who can love me back, to share our life moments together. I can't live without it. What should I do? Well, we all need someone to love and to love us back. So how do we find true love is a very big question in this world. How do we establish a lasting loving relationship? Actually, to understand that, we need to also understand the difficulties that undermine a relationship. And actually, these difficulties fall within two categories: social, relational, and physical, financial. Social issues involve love, values, and not managing ourselves well in relation to another. Love issues include poor communication, so we have to be good communicators. Being unsupportive, so we have to support each other. Withholding affection and infidelity. Differences in values and goals, such as trust issues and differences in raising children, and toxic people which your partner can't stand or that they bring into the relationship, and lying are really serious values issues. Self-management issues include bad behaviors, habits, stress, and misdirected anger. Physical issues, on the other hand, include, we all know this, emotional and physical abuse, but it also includes financial issues such as stealing. Unemployment sometimes can become a real stress factor between a couple, and infertility and substance abuse. Well, so what underpins positive relationship? Young adults have turned to online dating sites to search for their future mate. Looking at these websites suggests that physical attraction and compatibility, that is, the interests and hobbies, seem to be the standard for a successful relationship. However, people change their interests over time and also what attracts them to another person. So therefore, understanding the characteristics that underpin a positive relationship and what undermines it is actually very important. So let's begin. What are the abilities that are most important for a good marriage? Well, this may not be surprising, but research suggests that the following abilities are the most important, and females outscored males in three areas: communication, knowledge of partners, so you got to know the other person, and self-management, whereas males outscored females in conflict resolution. So the first important and most important ability is to know your spouse's values and support their aspirations. Communication and knowledge of one's partner's values and aspirations prove to be the strongest predictors of satisfaction in a relationship. Commitment to marriage, for example, trust and the willingness to see the other's viewpoint are so critical. Additionally, research suggests that values that have their source in faith or spirituality, in culture, and family practices such as having children in marriage and less cohabitation before marriage reduce rates of divorce. Based on our love for each other, my wife and I have found our shared values and know each other's aspirations. This allowed us to support each other's goals and aspirations. The number two is romance. Treat your spouse like royalty. You know, love is expressed in service to another, actually. And it's done also through respect the other and giving each other time and attention and sexual intimacy. Inquiring and caring about how to please one's partner sexually and staying attractive for one's partner, for the other, is important. Treat your wife like a princess, I always say to my sons. I love doing this at least once a day. I bring my wife a cup of tea on a nice tray, make her a lunch or make her a coffee in the morning, and tell her how beautiful she is and how much I love her. She responds with a smile. Recent findings suggest that although compatibility and personal characteristics of a couple are important, the effort that we make for each other, the effort made for each spouse to make the relationship work is the most important factor. There it is again, living for the sake of the other becomes the most important factor. The lesson here is that each of us, it is each of us that creates compatibility, attachment, and romance. Making a relationship work relies primarily on considering the needs of the other person. My wife often says that to become a good couple, we must change ourselves for the other and act in a way that is pleasing to the other. So managing ourselves well is the third important point. And this is really crucial. Knowing oneself and striving to improve our being responsible are important when we seek to live a life for the sake of another and create a sustainable relationship. So for example, managing one's sexual impulse is pretty important. Sexual infidelity is a major source of conflict in a relationship and leads to decline of well-being. Perpetrators of infidelity feel confused and shamed and immoral. Betrayed partners, on the other hand, feel hurt, angry, they lose trust, and have decreased confidence in relationships, feel abandoned, and even feel lower self-esteem. Infidelity is the most frequently reported reason for divorce. Most people do not approve of infidelity, yet studies suggest that around 30 to 40% of unmarried relationships and 18 to 20% of marriages see at least one incident of sexual infidelity. So research suggests, when we talk about managing ourselves well, based on our values, research suggests that men and women are less likely to experience marriage breakdown if they have a greater commitment to the institution of marriage. There it is, your values. The more permissive an individual is about infidelity, it means that you can accept that, the more likely you are to commit this. Why is this important? Well, values matter. We can see the benefits of living for the sake of others with respect to having a happy sexual life and being close to each other. If opportunities arise for sexual encounters outside a committed relationship, we need to have clear values and be aware that our sexual impulses can hijack our values and cognitive processes that affect how we think and behave in certain situations. So we need to prepare ourselves, be aware. We also need to manage ourselves and have impulse control in order to not hurt the ones we love. And finally, conflict resolution. We've got to be good at this. The ability to resolve conflicts is important in relationships. We often want to be right, but our view, and we put our views forward and expecting others and the other to listen and expect and accept these. However, there's a lot to say for being able to think deeply before speaking and acting. We need to be patient in our relationship and being ready to forgive and apologize when needed. Well, thank you for listening once again.